Have you ever wondered how YouTube search results work and if it's rigged? Well, I'm going to show you how they work with an easy to understand illustration and how my very first video made it to the top 10 and stayed there within the search results. Hey, this is Paul, the Friendly Reviewer. Please make sure to give this video a thumbs up and like it. Subscribe if you want to watch more videos just like this one, and check out the description below for any updates or links that I talk about in the video. So let's get straight into it. So the illustration I have is a hot air balloon. And so the hot air balloon is kind of easy to understand for most people. As time goes on, the hot air seeps out and cools down. The basket is the weight, how crowded that area is with the search results. The burner is your incoming views, your watch time, and all the interactions, the likes with your video. And the size of your balloon, that is the accumulation, so the total number of views, watch time, and interactions with your video. So that's easy to understand. So how does this look for a small YouTuber and a larger YouTuber before I dive in deeper? So a small YouTuber looks a lot like this. So here's a scale. Green on top, where you're at the top of the search results. Red on the bottom, you're on the bottom of the search results. Everyone's balloon is actually dropped at the same spot. And if you don't believe me, your YouTube videos would get 0 views unless there was no one in that area, unless you were dropped at the top. And statistically showed up a few times, and then it drops whenever you're a small YouTuber. And it's frustrating. You're going, why am I getting 20 views, 50 views, 100 views right away, and then it goes down to almost 0 views and trickling in? It's because you dropped from the top, it put you in front of some different people, and everyone else was going faster, and it pushed you down, eventually you're not showing up. Now, what does the big YouTuber look like? The big YouTuber gets dropped at the exact same spot at the top, the balloon gets bigger with the fuel going into their flame, and it stays up there at the top, and it's really hard to displace it. So let's dive in a level deeper to really understand this. So first of all, with the search results, you got to get in the search results and have people find you. So how do you do that? With the description and your keywords and your content. Now everyone's doing that. You can find lots of videos out there on how to optimize those, but you have to get those right because everyone's doing it. Now once you're in there, let's go to the next part, timing. Everyone has time against them, but you can pick when that video is released. Now there's also other videos out there too that you can see on when to release your video out there. Because if you're releasing it right when all the big YouTubers do, you're going to be fighting against them and they're going to bump you down right away, and you need to get those initial views to fuel your flame. Now let's go to the weight. Now how crowded it is, that's really dependent on the content that you go after and which areas you're targeting. And that's going to be up to you, and I'll get into that in a little bit later here. Now the burner is where it starts to get interesting. So there's a couple different fuel sources for your burner, and think about it this way. So your search results is one of your first fuel sources for your burner. And when you're at the top, you're going to get more, and when you're at the bottom, you're going to get less because you're shown to less people. So think about your thumbnail as something that's very critical at the beginning, because you want to attract people while your balloon's at the top. Because once that balloon starts dropping down, it's a death spiral because you get shown to less and less people because they're not going to dig through the results, and your fuel source gets lower, which means you're going to drop farther and farther and farther. Now there are other alternate fuel sources or ways to get views and watch time. Those would be social media, websites, all those things you can use to get people to come to your video and watch it, interact with it and like it, and get some watch time there. Now the third fuel source is where the big YouTubers have the big advantage. And don't get me wrong, it seems unfair, but they spend a lot of time building up those subscribers and they've done their hard work. So you jumping in, I know it seems unfair, but they've done a lot of legwork to get that. So they have this extra tank over here. And when I'm talking big YouTubers, some of them have, say, 500,000 subscribers. So if just 10% of them go and watch that video and even watch the whole video, that's 50,000 views within, say, the first couple months that they get. And that's going to put their balloon really large compared to yours and displace yours. So that's something that's difficult, and that's why everyone wants to build up those subscribers. So after this illustration with the cards kind of stacked against you, you wonder how can a new YouTuber get their video in the, say, top 10 of the search results and have it stay there? Well, it kind of comes down to these 4 quadrants here. And it's really unpopular and popular, and crowded and uncrowded. So popular means how many people are looking for it, and crowded means how many people are there already with videos. So the worst one would be crowded and unpopular. And you might have some reason why you're making videos in this area, but I might not understand it. But if you're making them for fun, that's great. But what I think of with that would be is maybe some review on a computer that came out 4 years ago, and say tons of people did reviews at the time. So it's very crowded, but no one's looking for that right now. So if I went and make a review for that, no one's gonna see it, it's gonna get buried, and it's just gonna drop, the balloon's gonna drop. Now the next two I'd say are a tie. So that is the popular and crowded, and the unpopular and uncrowded. So those two quadrants are a bit of a tie, because you might be able to break in with the popular and crowded if you bring some new content in that maybe someone else doesn't have, or a new approach, or you're super excited or something like that, but it's going to be an uphill battle the whole way. The unpopular and uncrowded, you're not going to get as many people through, but there's less competition. So you might find a little niche area that you can get a following, and that group of people could end up getting bigger and bigger, and you might be able to start something there that wasn't there before. Now, the perfect area to go after, and this is what I did with my first video, is the popular and uncrowded area. And what I did there is I found that the Netgear Orbi, which is a mesh Wi-Fi system, didn't have a ton of reviews out there, and they were also missing reviews as far as actually having real content with coverage details. So someone actually testing the system versus saying, it's great, thumbs up. So I went after that and put a video out there, and it maintained, and it's still in the top 10 of the search results, getting 1,000 views per week, which for a small YouTuber like me, I'm pretty happy with. And so that is a great place to target, but it's also a very hard place to target, because how do you find topics and content that goes into that? So you're not always going to be able to get in there, but it's a great thing, and so look for those opportunities to go after that. And just one more note though, all this stuff doesn't matter unless your content is good. You really need good content, something unique, something that they're not finding from other people. Maybe it's how you approach it, or maybe it's what you show in your video, but just you really need to focus on your content as well. Now, I didn't talk anything about your actual channel itself and how to get subscribers in here. So this was just more about more single videos and how whenever you put those up and understanding that. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe if you want to see more videos just like this one and other tech reviews. Make sure to look in the details below for any updates or links. And comment below, I'd hear your opinions. If you understood this illustration, if it made sense and helped you out. This has been Paul, the friendly reviewer, helping you understand the YouTube search results, as well as how I got my video to the top. Thank you for watching.